사실은 제가 한인회를 일하고 시작하고 나서부터 제일 먼저 제가 했던 게 애틀랜타 시장하고 연결하는 과제였어요. 그래서 저희들이 지도를 많이 했는데 연결하기가 아주 어려웠어요. 예, 연결도 잘 안 되고 그래가지고 마침 이재승 사장님께서 이제 연락을 해주셔가지고 애틀랜타 시장, 애틀랜타 그 경찰청장이랑 모임을 한번 가지고 싶은데 모임을 주선을 해달라고 해가지고 제가 준비를 했는데 좀 부족한 것 같아요. 근데 한인회에는 굉장한 의미라고 봐요. 저희들이 그동안은 지역 그러니까 군의 카운티 아니면은 시 위주로 저희들이 활동을 해왔는데 이제는 저희들이 애틀랜타 시까지 같이 활동할 수 있는 범위를 넓혀야 된다고 봐요. 왜냐하면 우리가 10만 애틀랜타라고 그랬는데 그 많은 사람들을 우리가 방문하고 가려고 하면은 사실은 많은 분들이 애틀랜타 시에서 비즈니스를 하고 있잖아요. 그리고 물론 살기는 노스 애틀랜타 쪽으로 많이 사지만 그런 한인사회 비즈니스 하시는 분들에게 우리가 더욱더 번창할 수 있도록 도와주는 게 한인의 일이라고 봐요. 그래서 저희들이 제가 맡은 부분이 이제 정치부니까 제가 열심히 그 관계를 유지를 해가지고 애틀랜타 시까지 저희들이 범위를 넓혀서 내년에는 코리안 페스티벌을 군의 카운티가 아닌 애틀랜타 시에서 하는 그런 범위까지 넓혀볼 생각입니다. 그래서 저희들은 오늘 이 모임을 주신해준 우리 이재승 사장님께 정말 감사드리고, 그리고 이 오늘 모임은 미흡했지만 얻은 거는 굉장히 많은 것 같아요. 그래서 서로 우리가 공유할 수 있는 공통 부분을 찾아가지고 열심히 한인의 모든 분들에게 혜택이 갈 수 있는 그런 모임을 계속 만들어 볼 생각입니다.
오늘 조지 터너 애틀랜타 경찰서장, 매우 그 조지아에서 대형 경찰서장인데 그분을 모시고 우리 한인사회에서 이렇게 교류 협력을 한 것에 대해서 매우 영광스럽고 다행이라고 생각합니다. 저희 영사관에서도 우리 한국 혈통을 갖고 있는 공권력 기관 종사자들에 대한 직업 정보라든가 또는 어느 부서에서 어떻게 근무를 하고 있는지에 대해서 현재 나름대로 파악할 중이고요. 그런 파악은 가장 궁극적으로는 이 지역사회, 조지아에 거주하시는 우리 교포들의 안전과 안위를 위해서라고 생각합니다. 아무쪼록 우리 영사관에서 노력하겠지만은 기본적으로는 한인 커뮤니티와 여기 현지 공권력 기관이 서로 자발적으로 교류 협력을 하는 것이 가장 부드럽고 우리 교민들의 안전에 가장 직접적인 도움이 된다고 생각합니다. 오늘 이 자리는 정말 영광스러운 자리여서 이것을 시발로 해서 더 나은 교류 협력의 자원이 펼쳐지기를 기대합니다. 감사합니다.
Let me introduce the honorable guest today. Let me introduce myself first. I am Clayton Lee. I represent the Korean American Association of Greater Atlanta. And on behalf of all the Korean community, and we appreciate your time and meeting with us today. We would definitely like to build a sensible and beneficial relationship with the city of Atlanta, of course. And we thank you for making this happen by John Lee, 이계승 사장님. We thank you. And starting today, we would love to have a relationship to build so that, as you know, many Koreans have businesses in city of Atlanta area. Of course, they live in, most of them lives in north of Atlanta. So in the past we kind of neglected building relationship with the city of Atlanta, and today's the time, and today's is a perfect opportunity. So that I would like to reach out to you, to create emergency contacts or any safety education issues that you might have in the city of Atlanta that you can, provide to the Korean community, so that we can make an arrangement and that we can beneficial for the city of Atlanta as well as the Korean businesses here in Atlanta. So without further ado, I really appreciate for you coming down here. Let me introduce Chief of Police, City of Atlanta, George Turner, and he's been in police department for 33 years, and this is his 5th-year term as police chief, and we really appreciate it. And here is Police Chief George Turner.
Okay,
And he has accompanied with Sergeant Mitchell. We appreciate it coming down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Listen, I just, I want this to be as informal as possible so that we can really begin to build a relationship. I will tell you that I am extremely fortunate to be the Atlanta Police Department's 23rd police chief, appointed by our mayor, our 59th mayor, Kasim Reed, back in January of 2010. I think that Mayor Kasim Reed is probably one of the most energetic and smartest leaders we have in city government throughout our nation. He's down in Panama City, Panama today, with the new installation of the new president in Panama. Clearly, we think that having the deepening of the port in Savannah is a huge benefit to money coming into this region throughout the state, and that will be huge for us as we expand the deepening of the port in Savannah, making sure that we can make way for those larger vessels coming to the state, and that's why he's in Panama. I really just want to talk about a couple of things on what I see is important for us to continue to grow our relationship. We are fortunate enough to police in a community that has a cross-section of all America and the world. I think Atlanta is more international than we ever could have dreamed of when my old boss, Andrew Young, began to talk about Atlanta being an international city. I think we've clearly gotten it and given us an opportunity to police in a world that really looks different from all of us. It allows us to really be sensitive to the needs of each and every person that's represented. And so with that, we have done in the Atlanta Police Department we've had a unique opportunity to recruit and I believe retain a cross-section of individuals that represent the entire body of Atlanta. Our police department represent, I think, a good cosmo of what society is in the city. We have a huge group of international, various different nationalities that work inside the police department. I want to encourage this association to encourage young American-born Koreans to come to the Atlanta Police Department. We're hiring good candidates. We need police officers that speak the language and understand your nationality. It is important that we have those that cultural exchange. And so, as I was speaking earlier, we have an opportunity to send some of our Korean officers to Korea in an exchange program, so that they can understand ultimately what's going on in the country of Korea, and ultimately where they can bring that back to Atlanta so that they can continue to police in Atlanta, in the communities that we represent. And then finally, I just really want to talk about the enterprise of business. See, we get it in the city of Atlanta. We know that if people don't feel safe in our cities, people are not going to continue to come to the city. And so our responsibility as law enforcement, and that is to make people feel safe as visitors, residents, and business owners as they come into our city. And so our role and our goal is to make sure that crime is as low as we can push it. Our crime numbers are down below what they were in 1960s in the city of Atlanta, which is a huge accomplishment. But the only way that we get there and get better is to first have great relationships with our partners, with communities such as yours, our business community, as well as all the partners in downtown Atlanta, the local law enforcement agencies, our state partners, and our federal partners. And so we work very closely together to be able to drive crime down. And technology. Technology is driving us faster than we can ever imagine. We have more than 3,000 cameras that are fully integrated into what we call our video integration center that allow us to have situational awareness on our streets, give us the sight line so that we can make decisions, move our resources around. As we prepare for the 4th of July, as that's our Independence Day, and we have a large road race in the city of Atlanta, the Peachtree Road Race. It's the largest 10K in the world. More than 60,000 runners will leave Lenox Square at about 6:30 in the morning and finish at Piedmont Park. We'll have more than 200,000 spectators lining the route, and ultimately we have the responsibility of making sure that people are safe and they feel comfortable and they will continue to come back to the city of Atlanta and spend money. Right? We need the money to continue to grow our city. And then we've got 3 large events later on that night. With the Atlanta Braves, they have a sellout with fireworks at the end of that game against the Diamondbacks. And then we have fireworks at Lenox Square as well as Centennial Olympic Park. So we'll have 300,000 people in the city of Atlanta this weekend. And we believe that we got a good plan to keep everybody safe. Want to encourage people to have a good time, but at the same time, want them to be aware of their surroundings. And if they see things that are out of the norm, to give us a call and let us investigate. And so, really, this is about building relationships, and I appreciate you all for having me. Just want to give a quick comment about Melvin Mitchell. He's my aide. We've been friends for almost all of our lives. We started college together at Clark Atlanta University, played football together, and we played football together with captains of our football team. And he's a good friend of mine, and I trust him with my life. And so thank you all for having us.
Thank you. And my question is to Chief Turner is that do you have any programs that will benefit to the business owners who are doing business in Atlanta that has English as a second language? Do you have any programs or education ready?
One of the things that I think it's important for us to do, we reached out to a language barrier situation and have interpretation at our 911 center. That's first. We need to be able to communicate with each other if we want to respond appropriately, right? And so that's one thing. But the other thing is, for business owners, we have a community-oriented policing section that allow our folk to go out and do a heart of your target, to look at your business, to determine if what you need to do to change and protect yourself more efficiently. So we do an assessment of businesses. So we send our people out, look at your business, make a determination what is the most appropriate thing that we need to do to shore your business up. One of the things that we're looking to do with our president of the city council, Mr. Mitchell, and that is to introduce a legislation that will require business owners in the city of Atlanta to erect exterior cameras to their business, so that, and then that camera will then be fed into our what we call our video integration center, that will allow us to be able to triage and handle calls as they come into the city. And let me explain to you how that works. I talked to you earlier and said that we had over 3,000 cameras that were fully integrated into our video integration center. Now what happens with that, no one can watch 3,000 cameras. But what happens, we have what we call analytics that drive our technicians on what they should be looking at. So all of our, when you call 911, those calls are now interfaced into our cameras. So the closest 4 cameras to where that call comes in, they populate the stream that forces the technicians to look at those calls. So if we've got a picture, we've got a camera of your business, and you've been, unfortunately, burglarized or robbed, then we can pull that camera up and then roll that camera back 5 minutes prior to the call came in, so that you can begin to see or triage what happened at the location. So our intent is to make sure every business owner that requests a business license inside the city, that they have exterior cameras that we can have. Now, not talking about what you'll have inside your business, but outside, because we don't want any privacy issues that we have to deal with. But no one think that they are going to have a sense of privacy on the exterior of your business. And so that way we get away from the privacy issue. But when you erect cameras on the outside of your business, you generally catch those individuals that are coming in or leaving your business. It'll give us the kind of evidential information that we need to solve crime as well as prevent crime from ever taking place in our city. So those are three things. And so if you have a business owner inside the city of Atlanta that you would like for our people to come and visit to do an assessment of your business for security measures, we can do that.
There's no cost to do that.
I'm sorry, there's no cost to that. We do that for the benefit of reducing crime from ever taking place inside the city.
So the placement of the camera will be from the business?
Now that would be on, and what will happen in that legislation, there will be an incentive for a reduction in some kind of tax incentive for you to put that in place to allow us to have that fee. And so that's what the intent is.
Would you, if your budget allows, would you willing to form a class, such as safety education classes for Korean speaking? We'll definitely provide a translator if it's necessary.
We would love to.
We'll contact all the business owners who are doing business in the city of Atlanta. We can bring it into the one location. You can come in and give them some kind of safety education.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
That's great.
We've done that with that company. And we would love to have that created. So
we can do that, and I'll work for you as well, and we can figure that out. I'll have my training academy director contact you. His name is Darryl Tollison, Major Darryl Tollison. He's the training director, and he will contact you. We can begin figuring out how to do that. That'd be perfect.
thank you.
벌써 미네.
그렇죠.
벌써 미네.
어떤 거?
대학생들
인턴십? 인턴십.
We do have internships that are going on right now. We do a number of those, and what you need to do is make sure you contact me. I'll give you my business card, and you can contact my office. And Vincent Moore is my chief of staff, and we'll coordinate all the internships come to the city tomorrow.
10일간 계셨다고. 이태원도 가고 우리 한국 그 음식이나 이거에 대해서 잘 아시고
찹스틱 아주 잘하시는데.
Right. Really good. He demonstrating chopstick. Real good. Yeah, that's nice. 혹시 주위에 젊은 분들이 혹시 폴리스틱 become a police, they want to become a police, then let 한인회로 연락을 하거나 아니면 폴리스 디파트먼트에 직접 우리가 연락을 해서 그걸 좀 많은 한국 분들이 폴리스가 됐으면 좋겠어요. 예.
샐러리가 얼마나 됩니까 경찰?
샐러리요? That's what's the salary for police officers?
43,000 a year.
43,000 per year.
Wow.
Yeah. Starting point.
What about benefits?
Benefits of medical and vacation, sick time, full benefit.
Oh, not bad.
Are you also looking for women police?
잘 취직해야 되나?
We have about
예.
18% of
아,
the
식사하고
2,000
계시죠?
officers
예,
that we
예.
have are women.
지금 내가 이 폴리스 취업하고
자, 원, 투.
One of the things that maybe it came from your council office request. Okay, so we're working to try to get that person identified.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have met some key investigators.
Yeah, that's matter of fact, if I say Kim, that's who we're talking about utilizing as our liaison for the Korean community. He worked with me for a long time. He worked with me in Zone 1 precinct. Yeah.
I need to contact you.
No, okay. Great.
Do you know the business code?